Hi, squad. I am recording at 6 a.m. You are my first words of the day, so please disregard my sleepy voice. It's warming up today. But I hope you all are well. And speaking of warming up, I hope you're all staying warm with all the crazy winter storms going on around the world. And I also hope that you're just generally fired up as we now find ourselves at the end of the first quarter of the year, just about. It's insane. I cannot believe that March is here. And here in North Carolina, we've been having a taste of springtime weather. The rain, of course, but the beautiful 70-degree sunny days that are mixed in between. And as you know, I'm a Florida girl, so loving that good warm weather. Winter doesn't suit me, so bring on the spring and summertime, and I could really use a tan. I don't know about you all, but I find myself very excited for the springtime and the summertime that's up ahead. Anywho, I wanted to pop in today to share a little bit of a mini episode about the season of the next 40 days of Lent. And now if you don't reserve Lent, or if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, don't worry, this episode is still for you. But what I wanted to do is share some ways that you can spend 40 days, some ways that you can challenge yourself in the next 40 days. And what I found myself doing this year is kind of reimagining how I spend those 40 days and kind of re-energizing that in a way that I haven't spent it before. So whether I'm doing it religiously, spiritually, or you're coming in and wanting to learn about what are some ways I can challenge myself over the next 40 days, it's all about setting an intention behind why you're doing it. So for a little bit of background for you folks, Lent began on Ash Wednesday, so it began on February 17th, so just a few weeks ago, so a couple weeks into that 40 days. But Lent is a season of reflection and preparation before the celebration of Easter. So the Christian and Catholic community observe 40 days of Lent, and it's really all about replicating Jesus' sacrifice and withdrawal into the desert for 40 days. So Lent is therefore marked by fasting, both from food and from festivities. So typically what you'll do is you'll give something up for 40 days. And for me, that usually looks like cookies, because I'm a cookie monster, pizza, beer, wine, my many indulgences that I have a hard time staying away from. And usually that's what we do for 40 days, Ash Wednesday to Easter. You give that up, and then you can enjoy it again once we're celebrating that Christ has risen on Easter morning. But recently I went on, I guess you call it an elimination diet. So I took this food sensitivity test through Everlywell, if you're looking for something. It was really great, easy. It's one of those that they mail it into you. You prick your finger, you send in your sample, and then they send you back things that you are sensitive to. So, took a little sidebar there. But due to taking that test, I recently cut out a lot of things that I usually indulge on. Gluten, dairy, and egg, to be specific. So I'm recently on a diet that doesn't allow for me to eat those things. So I had a hard time figuring out what am I going to give up this year, as a lot of my indulgences are no longer available to me. So I had to do some extra pondering. So what I decided to do this year for Lent is to, instead of giving things up, I decided to take the route of taking things on for 40 days, kind of a little challenge accepted. So I did some research, and I also did some searching within to figure out what would that be for me? What are some things that I could take on in 40 days? So I'm going to share with you 3 ideas of things that you can take on. And I know Lent has already begun. There's about 30 days left though in Lent. So if you wanted to kind of put your hand in the pile and take on a challenge for the next 30 days with me, I'd be happy to have you join me. But a couple that I found that were really interesting that caught my attention are as follows. So idea number 1 of something that you can take on is a daily act of kindness. Now, I thought this one was a great idea because What could go wrong by intentionally doing something kind every single day for the next 30, 40 days? I can't think of a single thing that can go wrong. So when we think of daily acts of kindness, a couple of ideas are: give an unexpected compliment. Make it your intention every day to get on Skype on your work system and compliment one of your colleagues, or in passing at your local coffee shop that you go to every day. Give an unexpected compliment. People love those unexpected compliments. It brightens their day. So that could be a great way to do that. Let someone cut in front of you in line. If you're at the grocery store and you have quite a bit of items and then you notice the person behind you has just a few, let them cut in front of you. It's those little things that go a long way. Pay the toll for the car behind you, or pay the tab for the car behind you at your fast food line. Ooh, how about this one? Slow down so someone can merge in front of you in traffic. That one might irk you a little bit. I got places to go, I got people to see, but what is that couple seconds going to cost you? Not much, but it's going to make somebody's day. Okay, so just a couple of ideas of 40 daily acts of kindness. And challenge yourself to make some of those with strangers. I know that we can often do something kind for people that we love, and it's a little bit more maybe routine. But challenge yourself in the next, again, 30, 40 days if you're celebrating Lent, to think about what that could look like for you, okay? So that was my first idea, is 40 daily acts of kindness. The second idea would be 40 daily handwritten letters. So, if you're like me, I have every intention of writing letters, and I just have so many letters that stack up on my desk. Well, I'm going to finally use them. So this is the challenge that I accepted. So every single day through the season of Lent, I have thus far written a handwritten letter. And what are some things that you could write in those letters? Reasons that that person is important into your life, a special memory that you've held with that person. One of the reasons that you're most grateful to have that person in your life, and just a little note to brighten their day. I think that this one has brought me a lot of joy to be able to bring my thoughts to others. And what I've done too is I bought some inspirational stickers, so I'll pop in a sticker, write a little letter, and just let my friends, my family know that I'm thinking about them. So perhaps that's a good one for you. If you like to write, or if you've been wanting to write more, or if you have some people in your life that you want to connect with, could the handwritten letters be the challenge for you? And I think that, I don't know about you guys, but just the thought of having a handwritten letter is so special, and it's thoughtful. Somebody took the time, and so I think that one would go a long way for you as well in the next season, if you will, up until Easter is the one that I'm working on here. So that was idea number 2. All right, now idea number 3 is a little bit similar to the letter writing, but instead it's 40 phone calls. Every single day through the season, make a phone call to important people in your life. And kind of similarly to what you would say in that letter, hey Mom, I'm so grateful for you. This thing happened today and it made me think of you because of what you taught me growing up, and I'm just so grateful that I have you, and I just wanted to let you know I love you. Boom. Who can you call every day for 40 days? And maybe it's people that unexpected that haven't heard from you in a while. Maybe it's somebody you usually text. And I know that a lot of us are like, don't call me, text me. But think about that special moment when you get to connect with somebody you haven't gotten to connect with in a while. Pick up that phone, call your friends, just drop it in to say I'm thinking about you. Even if they don't answer, leave a voicemail. I think that that's a really special opportunity, again, to be intentional. I loved these 3 suggestions because it was all about setting an intention for the next 40 days, setting a way to take things on, and to really challenge yourself to make sure every single day you meet that intention. And if you are spending every single day with that intention in mind, I think you're going to find just a great mindset at the end of the journey that you find yourself on, that you're going to feel connected with those around you that you love most. You're going to feel a sense of impact that you're able to have on people around you, a sense of purpose that you're able to bring to others' lives. And I think that is so important. And I think that that's going to just be a great challenge to take on. And hopefully you're doing that will then spark something like that in others as well. I often hear with the acts of kindness that, it starts a chain, right? It starts that pay it forward mentality where I just paid the tab of the person behind me, then they went on and paid the next tab, or they went on to be inspired in a different arena in life. So I think that I particularly like this list of challenges to accept because it really brings some joy into the world. It really sparks that kindness to just truly not talk about being kind to one another and not talk about how lucky you are to have people in your life, but show it. And I think that this is a great way to do that. So again, I just wanted to drop in real quick, give some ideas, some out-of-the-box ways that you can spend the season of Lent. And again, if that is not a holiday that you reserve, is this a challenge that you can take on nonetheless? Think about we've got about 30 days till Easter. Think about how those could be spent with intention, with kindness, with generosity, and with gratitude by taking on one of these 3 challenges. And again, they were daily acts of kindness, daily handwritten letters, or daily phone calls to important people in your life. Hopefully, you can see yourself taking on one of those challenges here. And another way that I think that these could be helpful too is sometimes we find ourselves feeling helpless. I think this year particularly, that we're still kind of spilling into 2021, we might feel that we're a little bit helpless. And man, there's so many great minds out there that talk about whenever you feel helpless, make yourself helpful. So whenever you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, whenever you feel like the pressure is building on and things are out of your control, take control by being helpful and helping others. So I truly hope that that's something that you can take on. And I hope that you share this episode with another friend. Maybe they can take on the challenge with you. And if you want to share this episode with a friend, I'm posting all of the details of all the episodes on my social media websites. So you can find any of those social media websites by going to Linktree. So it's linktr.ee/oddly enough podcast. That's where you'll find all of my links. And again, I'm posting on all the places you'll find podcasts, also YouTube if that's your preference. And I'm also excited to share that I recently got some branding advice from a good friend of mine. So you'll notice a little revamp with the social media pages. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm also creating more merchandise. So continue to check out that Linktree website I just shared, because that's where you'll find all of the places that you can engage with the podcast and be part of this podcasting community. All right, folks, I promised a short and sweet one this week, so that's all I've got for today. I will share that what's coming up next is going to do a nice nod to Women's History Month by having each week, the rest of the month, be what I like to call witty words from wise women. So this is an amazing book that my friend Kayla gave me, and I'm going to share some themes in this book and some really great quotes from amazing women like Betty White and some of the badass women out there. And but talk about kind of some of the themes that this book goes through, things like money, appearance, and things of that nature. So excited to share that over the next few weeks. And again, thank you so much for listening today. Really appreciate you all being part of this community, and just looking forward to enhancing it for you all. So I've been putting a lot of work towards those enhancements, and I really can't wait to share them all with you. All right, everyone. Much love. See ya.